It's for us to say to ourselves, well done. We did great, we did amazing. Nigerians did all that was needed to be done. Don't sit down and beat up yourself because of people who decided they were going to steal your mandate. In 10 months, you shook the whole establishment. In 10 months, how many senators do you put in there that would ought not to have been?
So guys, it was an inspirational moment, during this event organized by the Obidients in the United Kingdom. Honestly, this was an interesting moment. Dr. Datti Ahmed was present. Aisha Yesufu was there. Charlie Boy was there. David Hundeyin was there. Mr. Dele Farotimi was there. Honestly, it was an amazing moment. So guys, I'm going to allow you listen to what Aisha Yesufu and others got to see. Just take your time and listen to this inspirational moment.
When I first saw this woman on social media, I'm like, wow, who's this? And then she kept coming and coming and coming everywhere I saw her. I said, no, this is fire. This is fiery. And so far, she has not disappointed Nigerians. She has become the face of the new Nigeria that we all aim for. So it is our pleasure tonight to have her with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Aisha Yesufu.
They didn't see us coming. They said 4 people cheating. We said, no, wahala. Out of those 4 people, now only 2. Now then they were up and down. Now the election team, they many 2. When they say they know they talk, the kukuma can't come out. Ladies and gentlemen, they are citizens. We are not slaves. We are citizens. We are not slaves. And Nigeria belongs to all of us. No Nigeria is more Nigeria. No region is more region. And we must have a country where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. For those who do not understand, yesterday's victims were once survivors. Today's victims were yesterday's survivors. And tomorrow's victims will be today's survivors. The question we always ask is, who is next? Who is next? And being a victim in Nigeria is not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. It is done by Done Nigeria Limited. Because there are people who think they have escaped. But you know what? Nigeria will wait. And that day when you come, I will show everyone where. You know, my brother was saying that for those who are lucky to escape. So it is in us to ensure that things work in Nigeria. And that was what the 2023 election was all about. I've been asked to talk on the issue of Nigeria on trial and that the people are the structure. Once upon a time, they told us that votes don't count. Even though people were told that if votes don't count, why do politicians buy votes? They couldn't see it. 2023 election is not the first time that credible people came out. Credible people have been coming out. But the people did not realize the extent of their power. They had self-defeated themselves. In the words of, I think, Henry Ford, he said, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Either way, you're right. And that's where we are today. There are people who are saying to us they do not believe that we can win at the judiciary. And I said to them, watch us. Once upon a time, they said we wouldn't win at the polling units. They made fun of us, all of us. They will say there are no polling units on social media. When last did you see that statement? When last did anybody tell you that your votes don't count? They haven't. That was something that was done to keep people away from the political process. We allow the worst of us to be the ones who are in the political process. They tell you it's dirty. Oh, and some people will come out and proudly say, oh, I don't do politics. They are all politicians. Everyone deciding to come there today is politics. Whether I wore red, like hijab or black, it's politics. Deciding to wear what you want, it's all about politics. We must distinguish between that politics and partisan politics. So it is no longer business as usual. It is now business unusual. And that's what we have today. If people hadn't participated 3 years ago, what happened in 2023? 3 years ago, nobody thought it would happen. Before EndSARS, I don't go back. Before EndSARS, we had a generation of Nigerians who really didn't know what military era is all about. I gave birth to my son March 30, 1999. A few months later was, I think, for 2 months, April in the year. About 2 months later was when democracy, the president was sworn in. So my son, he's 24. He doesn't know anything about military. He didn't see what it was, how deadly government can be. And so they all did their own business. My own generation and the generation before mine, we saw military. We saw what it is to be dehumanized. We saw what it is to not matter. We knew what it is to be afraid to speak even inside the room because we thought government was listening. During Abacha, who you? You want to call Abacha for inside your room, you go shit. They said that it's 80. Only a few people were out there. And so when we fought and we got this democracy, we thought we had done it all. Because this democracy that we have, as flawed as it is, there are people who gave up their lives. People paid the ultimate price for this. And so we're just, okay, at least there's democracy. Okay, at least we can talk, Sha. Okay, even when we said at least we can protest and all of that. Then, October 20, 2020, the Nigerian government, like I would always say, became a terrorist government. It killed its own people. Unarmed youth, whom we have not given enabling environment for them to thrive, who had found niches for themselves and they thriving. They came out and they said, please don't kill us. And what happened? They were killed. So that statement when police will say, I will kill you and nothing will happen, the Nigerian government reinforced that. And after doing that, they mocked the citizens. They said, go and change us at the polls. And I said to them, they messed with the wrong generation. We have been enslaved. Our parents were enslaved. But we refused to give back to slaves. And we would not allow our children to be enslaved. And so our children said no. They messed with the wrong generation, the generation that is creative. They are creative. The Nigerian youth are amazing. I'm in awe of the Nigerian youth. EndSARS protest, when they came out, they decided enough is enough. And I loved what they did. They learned from the past. They started by saying, no leader, we all are leaders. Because they had seen what vertical leadership can do. And they know, and they had their horizontal leadership, where everyone is a leader, everyone is doing something. Yes, there were still some teams who were leaving. They learned from all the other protests and everything that had happened. And with that, many people say, oh, EndSARS was a failure because when people were killed, they left the streets. Protest, being on the street is not the only way to to protest. It's supposed to be the last resort. There are so many ways, and I say to people, there are so many people who are activists, who are behind this, who are doing a lot. But most times we don't recognize them. We only look at the people who come out on the street and they speak. But in different ways. Those who have stolen our mandate, they are the ones running kitty, they run kata kata. Since you see that song, I see that song again now. You want a bam bam, you want to chill with the big boys. Now you don't want kitty, you don't feel doing what I don't come. Nothing I say be now. Nothing I might know that see that song. You mean now? The people who are stolen our mandates are the ones who are running all over the world. And let me tell you something, they are running all over the world. They came to Washington, D.C. They spent about 2-3 weeks trying to launder their image, trying to legitimize their mandate. And that must not be allowed to happen. I met a professor who was, they say he's the one, knowledgeable about Nigeria, Nigeria matter. I know we're talking. It was like, hey, the answers that the embassy were trying to tell them that the stories they know about answers is not really what happened and stuff like that. And it was like, but Tinubu did not go the same way with the president. And I wish he did. That one I say what people were doing there when people were killed. I mean, it looked about. So the thing is that they're not just staying back home. They need that legitimacy. They are also walking around. And after I finished speaking the public, we asked for a meeting. We had like a 2-hour meeting a few weeks after, just talking about this issue. They've been going around trying to launder their image and make it look good. But the thing that we must tell the world is that if the world does not allow military coup, why then they allow political coup? When the mandate of the people is stolen, that is political coup. And we must not allow it to stand. The Committee of Nations and international organizations are ready to call out military coup. They must call out political coup. Because people cannot do all that they're supposed to do and go and vote and watch them being killed. I think it was the High Commissioner to Nigeria, British High Commissioner, that came out and said she found the election fantastic. Oh my God, shame. Sorry. Listen, they are going to do that kind of. A lady was killed in my own state, in the capital of my state, Benin City. What was her crime? What did she do? She went out to vote and she was killed. Her husband, her widow, her children, they are not orphans. And you come out to say it was fantastic. That was, I said, no, it's not. And when the British Parliament were talking about the fact that they spent £5 million, taxpayers' money, on the election, I said, we don't need £5 million. The money that they loot and bring in here is much more than £5 million. And I did that video in my capacity of person making big mouths. So I keep talking here. I do my video, I say, Madam, well done. Now you don't just say it was fantastic. A few people in Lagos say, what happened during the gubernatorial election? It was a civil war. It wasn't an election. Election did not happen. And if we allow people who still in that way, they will continue to copy from each other and continue to do it more. It's not just about Nigerian election right now. Ghanaian election, other elections, they are in danger. And that's the reason why we must speak up. I will not go to any government and beg for anything now. My business is my Nigerian government. They do anyhow, they will see anyhow. A lot of people say, oh, are you not afraid of being killed? The container where they forgive person, the death different. Are we different from those people? I started asking myself who is next in 2014. And I'll come to that. Because there's something that we all collectively forget. And so as it is, We cannot stay away. So for those of you, I will come here, I have business in Nigeria. But for those of you who are British Nigeria, I don't have to say it. I don't know which I'm going to exactly, sis. Thank you. You need to, it's your government also. You pay taxes. They have foreign policy, whatever, I don't know what those things are called. You need to ask them, what countries are you looking at? Because the out of that £5 million pounds that they pay to Nigeria, whether CSY and all of that, your money is also part of it. So you have a right to do that. And you ask them and ensure that they're giving you answers. Because what we have, if they continue to give enabling environment for people who loot us drug to come to their country and find safe havens and stay there, we'll continue to give. What happens? The same thing. And these are the people that perpetuate themselves in office because they have the money to be able to do that. Why did APC give us Tinubu? Because all you need in Nigeria to be a good government is for the one after you to be worse than you. Yeah. When I see us sit here and we talk about 2014, 2015, as if it was a good period for Nigeria. Just because Buhari wasn't? No, it wasn't. People were killed and the government did nothing. December 2014, the National Assembly was attacked by police in a democracy. I said 2014. Not the one that happened, I think the later one was 2018 also. 2014. They went in there, they tear gassed the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Is that a democracy? That was the thing that we were supposed to look the other way. Because we are afraid maybe the one coming in will be worse. What was happening was already worse. 276 girls were taken away from their schools. The government did not speak until 19 days after. That same December, considering women and children were taken, 186 of them. On the day that Jonathan went to do his declaration, 48 boys had been killed for Cisco. They were in the assembly and they were killed. We can't tell people to remember 1984 when 2014 was happening. People were being killed at that moment. And they brought in Tinubu so that in the next 3-4 years, when things would worsen, we'll look back and say, Buhari could do. We'll not forget what he was doing. Because that's it. All you need to be a good government is for the one after you to be worse. We can't have that. Government must listen. What we have, Dr. Obi as a president will always say something. There are two sides of government. The demand side and the supply side. All of us have failed. People do not make demands because of bias. Oh, I voted for him and I cannot talk because Senator Datti, you enter the office to anyhow. You could command no, you go see anyhow. Let's say I vote for you, I can feel when you can't go tear, the man is you can't carry black, you know, you are going to see PSF. Bros, you go see anyhow. We must get to a place where it doesn't matter whether we voted for somebody or not. When they do the wrong thing, we tell them they did the wrong thing. 2015 election, Buhari did not win that election. Jonathan lost the election he was supposed to win. And when I heard us keep talking about 2014, what was that? He lost an election he was supposed to win. 2011, what happened? Nigerians came out. They rallied round. They said the guy didn't have shoe. Because I'm not just going to be done with it. Because if we continue, those who voted for Jonathan in 2015, I say it all the time, and those who voted for Buhari in 2019 are one and the same. They didn't dare. They wanted to keep enabling bad governance. When you enable bad governance, what happens? Worsens. And that's what we have. So when they want people to come, and then they feel it's much better. But you know what? That's not the issue. I needed to put that out because we constantly keep referring as if we had one El Dorado in 20. No! I lived in Abuja. We give you an example. Who amongst us remember when they sent letters to schools in Abuja, the terrorists, and said that schools shouldn't open? My daughter was at the Regent Secondary School. They were doing their midterm, and what you call this, the prize. Early in the morning, my husband called me. He said, "Are we going to allow her to go?" I said, "Into I know." Because I was thinking about it. He was worried. And so we normally have a conversation. So we called our daughter. I said, "See what's happening." My daughter said, "Mommy, Daddy, I'm going." She said, "I worked hard and I'm going to collect a prize. And nobody will deny you collecting that prize." And let me tell you, and I'm telling you from the deepest part of me, I lived in Abuja. I took my daughter to school that day. And I said to myself, even if I go to that school and I carry a body back home, not a child, I would not feel anything. Because I will not allow any terrorist to put fear in my daughter. She was 12 years old that time. I'll give you another example. During that whole campaign, during the whole bombings in Abuja, after there was a day I walked into the mosque, Emma Plaza. When Emma Plaza happened, I was there that morning. If the terrorists had come in the morning, I would have been a victim. It was in 2014 I started saying, who is next? On that day, I had gone to, there was a day I had gone to Emma Plaza, Barnes Plaza. It was 4, and I needed to go and pray. And I was walking into the mosque. A Muslim woman wearing hijab, going into the mosque. And the guy was looking down, he looked up, and he was frightened. A Muslim man in a Muslim mosque, seeing a Muslim woman wearing her lucky hijab, and he was frightened. That was in 2014 we had in Abuja. So please, let us focus. Whether we voted, because the bias is what has kept us back. And if we continue with it, it will continue to keep us back. Political bias. Oh, because I'm supporting Labour Party, they will do something I won't talk how. Or maybe religious bias. So because I'm a Muslim, when killings are happening in Southern Kaduna, I will not say anything. Oh no, because I'm a Christian. When killings are happening in Zafara, I won't say anything. Oh, I will talk about Aisha Yesufu. I won't talk about Obidients. These are the things that have kept us back, and we need to learn them. Honestly. But having said that, is to say, people tell me they are depressed about 2023 election. How? You can't be depressed. How? Did you see what you did in 10 months? Just 10 months. See the way the political scene has been changed, and it will have been changed forever. See what you brought in. See what participation did. When we kept shouting that the game changers are going to be the youth and Nigerians in the diaspora. They're not fit to that now. They're not fit to intimidate now. They can't bring the exercise. And guess what? When I get money, your £1 is my 900 and something naira. My son started school in his year 10 in UK. My son is dyslexic, by the way. So we needed to take him out of Nigeria to get into a system that would really give him the education he needed. When he came in 2013, pound was how much? 250 naira, 240. Abi, 2013. Before he started his year 10, did his GSE and all of that. By the time he was finishing university, pound had gone to 800 and something, 700 and something. So that's where we all are. We are all affected by what is happening back home. A lot of people back home, we ask you to send them money. You're looking. Nobody will move for Nigeria, reach Nigerians in diaspora. Nobody will move reach there. You know, say, bros, they talk about Mumu don't. Nobody will move reach. They will sit down. Now they work how many jobs? When I not get holiday. Honestly, Senator, I've been in DC since March 24. I never see holiday. Every time when they talk to my husband, they say we are two. Salah break, Easter break, this, that break. I never see. You guys work all this hard. You send the money home. People who will sit down, they will not participate in the political process. They will keep asking you, you play God, you play government. And you're feeling cool. And they ask me for money, I sent it to them. You are enablers. Enablers of bad behavior. In 2019, I said to myself, I will no longer be stopped up for people who refuse to hold their government accountable. If you don't hold your government accountable, bear the consequences. Some of them will tell me, no, you know Nigeria matter. You need to pray. I said, you know how they don't see that how you pray now. How do you want me to pray? Because we're a nation. I do get it. Poverty has been weaponized. Illiteracy has been weaponized. Poverty, illiteracy, and religion has also been weaponized. But we also must begin to give people ultimatum. That's fear of influence. I think it's GRB that said something about that. We must begin to use it. You said about $30-something billion to Nigeria, all of you connected. I think they said 3 to 4% of the GDP. Guess what? You have zero political power. Who does that? We need your money in Nigeria. They're using it. They don't have any political because they don't allow you to vote. Why would someone spend $3 billion to go back home to go and vote when we have embassies here? If can't they do the vote, can't you all go to your embassy and go and vote here? That's exactly. If they even know you more than us, because a lot of us, you don't even know who you may use, you must want that passport. So these are the things. So as we go on now, it's for us to say to ourselves, well done. We did great, we did amazing. Nigerians did all that was needed to be done. Don't sit down and beat up yourself because of people who decided they were going to steal your mandate. In 10 months, you shook the whole establishment. In 10 months, how many senators do you put in there that would ought not to have been there? In 10 months, you put in how many House of Rep members? In 10 months, a candidate went to a party that was relatively unknown, 2 of them changed. Nobody was eating corn again. And you are depressed. You see, when you are living history, it's very slow. Think about Nelson Mandela, 27 years in prison. First day, second day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 8 years, 1 decade, 2 decades, 2 decades and 5 years, 27 years. Did you think it was easy for you to now come out here? It takes so long. It's almost as if you're not doing it. But one of the things that must be remembered is the small wins. Take the small wins. Look at the things that have been done. Everybody is interested in petition. I've never followed Nigerian petition before, electoral petition. Who cares? Isn't that amongst the lesser evil? We always choose between the lesser evil. We knew that. Okay, out of this, let's take one. Nobody. But still, everybody is a lawyer. We know the grounds. Even Peter Obi, now we know the petition. Peter Obi, let's do petition. Let's investigate the now we know that because we are checking them. They will do something. They say no. Focus on the issue. That's amazing. That's something. That's great. And don't ever let us assume that we will not get our mandate back. We've never focused on the judiciary. We've always taken our mandate, our request to. I'll soon be rounding up now. We've always taken our mandates to the executive, to the legislative. We've never focused on the judiciary. This is the time we are focusing on the judiciary. I don't trust the judiciary. People are saying, do you two now love affair? Am I in a romantic relationship with the judiciary? Why do I need to trust them? All I need to do is to overwhelm them with the evidence to the extent they cannot do anything other than the evidence before the court. As simple as ABC. One of the things that they always, for you not to participate, they will tell you not to have confidence in the system. Why are they going to the judiciary? Go to the judiciary. Go to the court. We don't go court. Now people say when we go court, and they know they show for court. And then what they fear. You understand? So when they tell you that and then you don't participate, by not participating, you've already self-defeated yourself. You've already accepted defeat. When we want to show the loyalty, they've taken us to the lowest of lows. Nigerian life does not matter at this moment. You're walking on the street, container will follow you. And how many times have they do nothing about it? You come to your house, you're killed, nothing. See, the killing is happening right now. The don't care. We are the ones that will make them care. Yes, the constitution is not what we want it to be. We will use it as it is now. And as we go on, we get in the people that will fix it. And I will say finally, the legislative arm of government is the bedrock of democracy. We are so fixated about the executive arm. Why don't we? Why we are fighting for our mandate, that which by the grace of God, we are so hopeful. Audacity of hope. The same way people are telling me, Nigerians come out. I said, I saw hope. And I'm still there. And I hope every one of us is there. That mandate, we will get it back. They don't own that country. All of us that own Nigeria, we died here. If not that one, we died here now. You know the go anywhere. No retreat, no surrender. Giving up is not an option. While we are doing that, what are we doing about the legislative arm? How many people by 2027? You know there are always by-elections. What are we going to do when there's by-election in Sokoto? Can we be that blocking vote? That voting block that we go there and say, who is the most competent person that is running? Or can we even now begin to curate people that we think should run? Even Nigerians in diaspora, why are you not sending people to National Assembly? Why are you not sending people to state houses or assembly? You see this thing there? All of us, we got to pray. So we got to. I always got something. As everybody get there for psychiatric hospital, now people will occupy their own identity. You see these people, they make this election look like one thing. You participated in the last 10 months. Was there any special thing? Is there anything they know how to do? They couldn't. You beat them at the game they have been beat for decades. So the extent they have to still woefully, and there's so much evidence. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Our mandate, we must get them back. The people's mandate must be given to the people that the people chose. For the candidates that the people chose. Thank you so much.
Round of applause for this wonderful woman that, if I raise my hand, I will not wait who I be. Aisha, give me a hand, guys. That's so, yeah! I tell you, Nigeria has not been the same, and will never be the same thing. Everybody's feeling the heat. Why are people running from pillar to post looking for who to congratulate? Nigerians know how to celebrate their leaders. And we also know how to reject our leaders. If we win an election, party for those that. Why are Nigerians not celebrating, going to visit the person, looking for a job? Everybody's just quiet. So, what is going to happen here is that the way we are will change because our move, we don't take away. No more move. Abi, there's somebody who has been here, who will always be here, who has done so much, who continues to do it, even as he's getting old. I don't know how he manages to do it, but I'll learn before we go from here. How can he be 70 something? Then me, when never had it, I'm moving longer than me. Not possible now. It is unfair. Area father himself, he produced it. He won an only. Tell me, good job. He's looking 34. You tell us the secret. It's part of the people. Hey. No. No, I can. No. And then I said, she's down. I said, she's down. I told you I did too. See, all the people in there, we sit down. I like. All the people wait there here and me sit down there. I like.
Okay.
Why? I've been Tinubu senior brother. See, I want you to do some one small song. Like I say, make us stand.
Okay.
Today, just listen first. I saw people they take favorite. Our Mumu don't do today. Our Mumu don't do today. Oh, today. Our Mumu don't do today. Our Mumu don't do today. I will go. Sit down. Time don't go. And you get people who come from far and they need to go home. I see say when you 7 day outside, they wait for us. See, it's a privilege to sit at the high table with people like this. Believe you me, and all these people where they here and then they inspire me. And they tell my Peking them say, Peking, we don't know waiting killing Papa. That same thing will kill that Peking. I mean, not alive. Peking, we don't know waiting killing Papa. That same thing will kill that Peking if you not take time. You see, as you see me here, I get Peking. You know, say Peking, they don't change now. You know, they talk to them anyhow. You sit down and negotiate with them. Maybe that time where our papa, our fathers, they tell us, kneel down, go here, come back, come do this, do law, no do law, do medicine. Not like that, or not like that. So, and they focus on my grandchildren. And they tell them, they see, as you grow up, I won't make you be like Aisha. I want, and they tell my son, my grandson, because as you see me so, I get 10 children. Only me. I get 10 children. I get 16 grandchildren. I won't bring the temperature down because everybody on this table will not talk waiting as you talk. So there's nothing to talk. And when you deal with intelligent people, when you don't bump the king, when they represent, when they do, when they make you proud every time you see them. Just sit on one side, they meet them. They say, oh, God don't bless me. And truth, God bless me. Because I remember 6 years ago, when I told the thing, I said, what is the one in Nigerian news? Why did they behave like this? I will construct that song, whether they are moved on to. But nobody saw it coming for this one. As he said, the consciousness don't rise. As he said, the thing we would never ever expect for our country don't be there. And nothing made me so proud of the exceptional Nigerian youth than to know, say, true, they've woken up from their slumber. I want to take this opportunity. We're going to want somebody on the side table who keeps embarrassing me, calling me an old man. I'm not an old man. Because if I say, let me and you, please sit up here, and I will see what will happen. I'm not an old man. Please, point of correction. Don't stop. Now you are going to talk about it. Stop doing that. I don't like that. So I draw inspiration from all this people here. Because I have to say, the thing why they talk about 40, 45 years ago, before they even got some people who did this thing. I don't they see and the thing they manifest. We not been think say somebody like Peter Obi go come begin scatter ground like that. I not been think say for my lifetime, say Nigerian youths go come, they awake like their eyes, if you know the obedient people, whether anything happen or you know happen, you see Nigerian politics, it can never ever be the same. Today I can stand up and beat my chest and I say, I contributed something to all of that. Because maybe today we start this journey to come finally see. Because I've always maintained that the salvation of this contraption called Nigeria lies in the hands of exceptional people. And who else? The youth. You know, that's like that. Aisha, I don't know whether Aisha something with me. Well, now you now. Say, the kind of people like they see for London are not they see them for Nigeria. Make I have a small. Because I remember 10 years ago, I used to travel to go to a lot of European countries to go talk to Nigeria. Sometimes the kind of way they take me tell me, I look there and say, look at these people who just from we country come on now. Why did they behave like say we be animals? We know they even think. They don't know what thing may happen to us. Look, the same thing make them japa come out. But I see things don't change. And it's changing for the better. Because that mindset will not get. You don't they drink and they will kick. Like everybody don't talk. I said they don't talk everything I'm supposed to talk. I'm proud of all the people that have spoken today. Because the bottom line is that, well, if we be here, inside on our blood, una no remember say, I get a home called Nigeria. When I get here, because you guys are used to things working well, 24 hours light. Una no be bad though. If una no get where to una go call una home, I'm sorry for them. And the people that are aiding and abating all these criminals waiting for our land. See, I will tell you something. She Indian man come down the road there. They know say that kind of thing will happen. I give you prediction. In the next 15 years, Nigerian people rule this country. They will rule this country. And they will see shame. They will see shame. I'm telling you. Go and write it down. Say, because in every sector, name the sector, and bring something on waiting. The percentage of Nigerians that you find all over the globe is amazing. Yes. We can't have all of that. And our country to just do a like that. The other day, our principal, Peter Obi, he come visit me. Now, no say, I've been talk say, my kidney not the work again. So some people, they think say, I dey play. They don't say, I get issues. Me, I not dey hide myself. Because if you hide sickness, sickness will hide you. So I hide myself. You understand? And I know say, I better stop that breakdance. I know say, I have inspired, I've made a lot of men come out to talk about their problems. That ordinarily, with my openness, I know what I did do. So I can't finish successful surgery. I can't do. Anyway, when I know say I did Thanksgiving, but the doctor, I still dey go and I never finish the plan because I need to confirm is the instrument all right or not. I never confirmed that. But what I wanted to say, it was heartwarming that my principal, our principal, finally came to say, well done. He said, but you don't look like somebody who is sick. I said, yes, because I work at it. I only have one question, because I don't boast before. I say, if can happen, happens in Nigeria. Now, I will find Nigeria. I go Ghana, go relocate. If APC or PTP win, me, I could just back up. I don't try now. I don't try. 50 years, I don't try. Make another person try. But I'm here today. I'm standing before you to tell you something. All that plan, you know, could walk. That's what I just want to say to you. You see that tonight? They will not say they get something way past, because this is not about His Excellency here about Obi. No, the thing way past them. Don't be count. Okay? Everybody eye don't open. It cannot be like Aisha keeps saying. That's a big business unusual. But today is a very proud day for me, because all the work of the past 50 years, I'm beginning to see it come to fruition. And I'm beginning to feel more confident that it's in my lifetime that this is happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for yourself. There's no giving up of hope. I don't follow script today. I get to one point where I want it, but I know they read anything again. We're going to look at any video again. We could just go chop, because we I greet everybody. Thank you.
God bless you. Please, thank you for that round of applause. Can we have one more round of applause for this wonderful team? The team that we are looking forward to, that will change Nigeria. Thank you so much. Hold on. We are time strapped now. We will take a maximum of 10 questions. Question 2. Okay. We will want only 2 questions. 2 questions. And I will take a male and a female. One from that side and one from this side. Okay. Question, please. Please, the other microphone. Can we give the other microphone to? Actually, please. They will use this one.
Are they? Who is that?
In the meantime, can I have that lady ready, please? That lady wave your hand. I think you put up your hand first. You have to speak to Excellency. Excellency said 2 questions. Microphone, please. Where's the microphone? All right, come forward, please. Come forward. Joe Mitchell. Okay.
I describe following the example as a laborer, just that my paymaster is the NHS. I'm an acute medic, and on a daily basis, we're obliged, before we even start going to sleep, an APC, and sometimes all the waiting. That's the nature of my specialty. And one of the main reasons I come up here, and I asked this person of Loretta, I can see like
I can see a bit of plan B. If there is a plan C in this whole effort, and I see it as a war, to take back the soul of Nigeria, forgive me for saying, you might be hiding it very carefully, and I have been looking, scrutinizing it. I cannot see a plan C, talk less of a D for it. Now, those who know the history of the Second World War know that there was something called legacy source. Where is legacy source? Who is coordinating? And how to decide? Because there was the formal army during the Second World War, but everybody knows the role that legacy source played. I've been looking for the coordinator. It's the main reason I've actually had to swap out of work to come here. Where is legacy source? I want to sign, and I'm going to keep it that simple. Where is the
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm from Office Primary Television. I'm just quite interested in that question, and I'd love to hear your answers, especially as you talk about this democracy matter. And this kind of other agenda sounds like a kind of non-democratic thing, which I'm sure we are about. Now, the question I have for anyone on the panel is Nigeria's democracy on trial? Or is it the Nigerian politicians or the Nigerian judiciary that is on trial? And finally, what about what's happening with the Labour Party? Because there's so much confusion going on there. That's part of our democracy, and we need the united party if we're going to have victory. Thank you.
For the first question, not be everything in the talk for public. We can talk, not everything in the talk for public. That answers your question. For the second one, I will give this became with
Thank you so much for your time. I'm grateful.
Say, Baba na old man, so that first question, what I can tell you is this. You remember this for they say that I have found over the course of time that every time you manage to maneuver an implacable force, no matter how powerful that force might be, if you manage to maneuver it to a point where it is having to be defensible, it becomes very easy to defeat such a force. The Nigerian state and the criminals who run it, who have led us into our current cul-de-sac, overplayed their hands on the 25th of February. But they were forced into overplaying their hands by the extent of participation that the people found for the system. Now, because they have overplayed their hands, they've left way too many evidence in the public space that it is next to impossible for the judiciary to credibly ignore these criminalities. So, as far as I'm concerned, the process of go to court, quote unquote, for us, at least for me, it is a process of derobing the criminality of the state before the people. They've said go to court. Yes, we're in court. Whilst we're in court, the Nigerian people and the entire world will be able to see very clearly that both the state and those who are operating the system, particularly the APC, and those it has asked to supervise an election, have merely engaged in reckless electoral violence and stealing, praising daylight robbery, election results that have no bearing with reality, and obviously in breach of all the extant laws. So when you take this through the court system, it helps the people to see and connect them to the obvious criminality of the process
that has thrown up a person that is essentially a career criminal as the president of the country. Now, when you finish that phase, it is now up to the judiciary to tell the world and Nigerians if it is indeed the last hope of the common man, or if it is in actual fact and reality, as someone like me has said, repeated, essentially a hotel incapable of doing justice. So it is not we who have any problems here. It is the Nigerian state, the judiciary itself, that has to tell the world if it is really in truth the last hope of the common man, or indeed the slaughter slab of justice. So when we are done with that process, each and every person would have lost the innocence and capacity to claim that they are not complicit, because the line of demarcation between good and evil, which are already clear, that line is already clear, it's not ambiguous, but for those who have been lying to themselves that they cannot see what they obviously see, those lines are going to become impossible to ignore by the time we are done. So if you still find the capacity to support the emergence of a criminal as the president of Nigeria, whether that is you as a Nigerian, be you in the diaspora or within Nigeria, or whether that is you as a foreign entity, either a government or a company, then your capacity to subjectify the truth that you placed in the open space will define you as a hypocrite. And it will define your society or your government as being either complicit in the crimes you committed against the Nigerian people or not. So for us, that defines the next phase. And I think that should be clear to everybody. We are entering the point where we decide whether we are part and parcel of the problems or whether we are part and parcel of the solution. Now, when you speak to the Labour Party situation, let us be clear. A lot of us are in the Obidients movement who are not members of the Labour Party. And there are several persons who will tell you they are members of the Labour Party and they are even striving every day, fighting to gain control of that party, and whose actions are at variance with the stated objectives of the party, the stated goal of the Obedient movement. So I'll just say to you, a lot of people are going to come out and tell you they are Labour Party officials. Ignore that. We are focused on what we are doing, and what we are doing, what they are doing is to try and throw distractions our way. And let us be talking about some man who is talking about withdrawing cases in court. They want us to focus on such realities. And I assure you that you should start them of oxygen. Those who are handling the matter, they are in court, they are taking it. All the masquerades behind them, the person funding the factionalization of the party, they are not unknown. But nobody should also pretend not to know exactly why these things are being done. Some people are, if people would arrange fake bishops, why should they arrange executives? So that is as far as I can tell. I guess we don't extend it very much.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, everybody has gone. But usually you have chairman of competition, in addition to special guest of honor, which I'm highly honored to be to. If I can arrogate myself as chairmanship. To bring this to a very good end, I would like to say that the common man, not the judiciary, is the last hope of the common man. Really. I'm telling you this as a victim before, as a litigant now, and as a possible victim at 3 knots again. You see, there is nothing that cannot happen.
I don't want to be this in Nigeria, but there's really nothing like it. The sun and the moon are celestial objects high up in the sky, and they both emit light at various degrees or intensity. So, in daytime, when there is cloud cover, somebody says it is at night. If you don't like it, go to court. In the bright moonlight, where you can see face to face, they say it's sunlight. If you don't like it, you go to court. The meaning of in each of at least 2/3 of the states of the federation which has been defined. And the meaning of and can be changed. It was bright, it was daytime, there was cloud cover, it looked dark, so look, and Nigeria and doesn't mean plus, it means minus. If you don't like it. And when you go to Portugal, the only thing they know is that this man will participate. Now, it is easy to talk tough. It is not easy to act tough. That's why I say the common man is the last of the common man. If you think judiciary will come and give democracy, wait. The judiciary has to see you that yes, you are a respectable, democratic, self-caring, self-loving, societal meaning common man before the judiciary will respect you. If the judiciary does not respect you, they'll throw anything your way. So everything nice about this common man. Is this common man going to sit down and in 14 days' time, the meaning of "and" would have changed? That is it. Yes, the question from the very brave lady I saw from the NHS. One bullet in the Hebrew square is not the same as one bullet at the gate. One pint of blood that was spilled at the Hebrew square, which is different from that one. But listen, is this going to come easy? We'll sit down holding conferences, writing articles on social media. You know, there's social media and there's social media. Continue writing, sensitizing the international community. You are your own international community. You are your own judiciary. You, the common people, we, the common people. Right now, as the clock is ticking away, the meaning of the common man is fading away as every hour clocks away. Because if INEC had any recognition of the common man, they would not have proceeded to give that certificate of violating the Constitution. The crux of the matter is what does the common man mean in the Nigerian system? That is where the problem is. And if the common man means something to the judiciary, they will not wait to violate the Constitution on 29th of May. Because the common man means nothing to the system. Where is the common man? Some of them are diaspora, some of them are busy at work, some of them are paying their mortgages, some of them do not even know what democracy is, some of them are eating out living, as a very, very small percentage is feeding fat, feeding large, living large on the calamity of the rest. Badebo before said that the number of those who want Nigeria to vote far outweigh those. He is correct, but not entirely. Because the small things that minute number does now outweighs one irresponsible administrative rascal sharing INEC through us is only one out of 216 million. And we are in courts, the constitutional breach and everything. Where are the Nigerians who want something to work? If you are nowhere to be found, they will sweat this money. If you are nowhere to be found, that is the end of the world. They are nowhere to be found. They are holding conferences. Read what I'm saying. The operation that I just talking about is in the heart of every Nigerian. How strong do you want to be? How much do you want to stand for a democracy? I've been using examples. They've been trying to put me in trouble. As I speak now, they are getting ready to change the way I say. And when I am who I held a press conference, they asked and I answered, I am not going to help like this. By telling Nigerians, no, let it go. I will not. At the same time, I will never ask any Nigerian to do anything that is legal or constitutional. Is it legal, is it constitutional for you to come out and peacefully protest? Yes. Is that the thing that will add value to the common man in Nigeria? Yes. Is that what is going to bring in the new Nigeria? Yes. Is that what I'm asking you to do? Yes. Any minister is free to go and write DSS now. The videos are available. Yes, and ask Nigerians to come out peacefully and disallow any unconstitutional government from coming to Nigeria. Yes. I gave examples. Here in Europe that you live, you find people who strap themselves to the highway because they don't agree with the toxic waste that is passing through their territory. What is that? Value to the common man. The rulers, the governments, know that the common man, the UK, has substance. The misrulers of Nigeria have to know that the common man in Nigeria has substance. It is from them that they begin to matter. That is when they will not breach the constitution in doing all these things. I gave examples of India, where farmers sat for 1 year because of our policy. I gave an example again, as we see today in the news, in Israel. They are in the 8th week of protest. Nigerians have come here, we have talked tough. I listened to everybody talking tough. Are you going to walk the talk? And if that's the case, why do you keep saying and complaining and crying what you're crying? Fellow Nigerians, the common man, not the judiciary, is the last hope of the common man. I so conclude. Thank you so much.
On that note, we all rise and sing the national anthem.
So guys, you can see it for yourself that this was an amazing moment, honestly. A new Nigeria is possible. A new Nigeria is possible, and we all should come together. Let's not give up on this fight. Let's not give up. These politicians, they are ready to go to any length, to keep destroying Nigeria. So it's time for the youths to stand up and take Nigeria by force. We must reclaim back our country and we must fix Nigeria. Nigeria must work. This country, a great country, a country that is endowed with so many things, by God. And you see these politicians, they are just on a mission to destroy Nigeria. We can't allow it anymore. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell for more uploads. Give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.